Hey YouTube, Urban Shift here. Today I wanted to share a quick video on my Bushcraft leather pouch with you guys. Now I know this is not a traditional Bushcraft kit you see or pouch you see before you, but while I was looking for one specifically to store a traditional fire kit, I found that the majority of them are pretty expensive, and rightly so. The craftsmanship is beautiful, and I'm definitely looking to pick up one down the road, one of great quality that I can pass down to my kids. During my search, I happened to come across this awesome leather pouch, which I found on eBay for like 20 bucks, and I love this bag. This is actually an AK-47 magazine holder, which has 4 separate compartments that holds each one of the magazines. And what I've managed to do with this pouch is separate that with the items that I carry with me in the bush that I feel are priority. I have a fire kit, I have some shelter, I have some stuff for water and tools, and I have some food procurement. So, and they fit in each one of these 4 chambers perfectly, and I really love that. So let me go through the kit and I'll show you some of the items on the inside. For anybody interested, I'm just going to weigh the kit for informational purposes, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but it comes in at 3 pounds and 13 ounces, and it's not too uncomfortable carrying over the shoulder with this paracord shoulder harness. So in pocket number 1, I carry my fire kit. I like a lot of ways, different ways to make fire. So we'll start with the top. I have one of these magnesium bars with striker. I use this rarely. I carry some pieces of fat wood, which is probably one of my favorite fire starting methods, especially in wet conditions. I carry a little bag of Vaseline cotton balls. A ferro rod wrapped in duct tape. The duct tape is also excellent tinder. Some matches. I got some stormproof matches, a lighter, some strikers, and of course the Ranger band around the lighter is also good tinder. This is my char cloth making tin. I've got some cotton in there, 100% cotton, some fat wood sticks, and this is the traditional fire kit. Of course, an alarm had to go off during shooting. Now I know how Spielberg feels. Anyway, so this is my traditional fire kit. This was the motivation behind me trying to get a traditional leather pouch. So I'll show you the contents. As always, I carry a beeswax candle. I love this guy, especially in the rain. I have a lamp wick and a traditional fire and steel. I've got to practice this. I'm not really good at this. This is takes a little practice for me, at least. I managed to scrape up my hands a bunch of times, but this is a fun tool to have as a traditional fire making kit. And of course, I carry some more denim, 100% cotton denim char cloth. And so these are the contents of the first pouch and my fire kit. Now we'll move on to shelter. Okay, this is my shelter department, pouch chamber number 2. Typically what I go for when I'm trying to make a bush shelter, and I know this is not very traditional, I'm either going to make a lean-to type shelter with a long fire in front of me, or I'll do the Moores Kohansky super shelter, which is basically I create a ridge line. I create kind of a lean-to type or tube tent with some plastic. I use a 55-gallon drum as my ground cloth, and the mylar blankets inside this shelter on one of the walls to reflect the fire heat back down to me. And these are ridiculous, guys. I've been in 30-degree weather, 25-degree weather, and I've had a couple of these set up, and it's like 90 degrees in there. It's almost too hot to be in there. And he doesn't have it in this book, but this is kind of the concept. Here's your long fire, and here's your well, the tarp would be kind of like in a triangular shape, and the long wave radiation would be coming into the shelter, bouncing off the mylar, and coming right back down to you. And this is a really efficient shelter, so I just felt it's lightweight, fits in one of my chambers. and it's everything I need for shelter. So this is my shelter system: drop cloth, 55-gallon drum, some mylar blankets. This is a carabiner for a quick ridge line with about 20 feet of paracord. So I set it up relatively quickly, and then of course I have some extra paracord. I typically use bank line for my cordage, but this is what I happen to have in my bag now. So this is my shelter system. So this is chamber number 3. This is what I call, excuse me, my food procurement kit. And primarily, I mostly fish with this kit. I never really trap or trap animals, but I do practice creating traps and practicing with my snares and some basic tracking, you know, when I'm out in the bush, just to kind of, you know, develop that skill. But I've never trapped with this kit. So let's move on to one of my favorite fishing implements. It's the yo-yo reel, and this thing is fantastic. I've managed to place this on a tree branch or a bent willow, hang this over, you know, into the pond or lake, and I've caught some fish with these guys, and these are great to have in any situation. If you're regular fishing or in a survival situation, they're a great tool to have. And with my fishing kit, you know, I have a small Altoids tin with some fishing line, some spinners, some hooks, some weights, and I also carry these little eye hooks. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry guys, I mean, I stabbed myself. Carry a bunch of these little eye hooks when I do kind of want to do a huckleberry fin type fishing, where I'll just screw this into a rod, run the line through it with a hook, and just kind of fish like that. I've been successful maybe once or twice, but it's a fun way to fish. It feels very traditional. You know, I carry some extra line, hooks, a bobber, and some more weights. These are the metal snares that I carry, and again, I would only use these in a complete survival situation where I absolutely needed food, but I do set these up and practice them, you know, when I do my tracking. I have some bank line, which I also use for traps, and I carry some small bungee cords, which I use for trap engines to snare the animal. And of course I have my awesome Martini from Finland fillet knife. Best way to fillet a knife. Try to do it with my Becker and I destroy the fish. It's a great tool. So anyway, that's my food procurement kit. I mostly do fishing, but if I had to, I can set up some traditional traps or snares and things of that nature. Now we'll move on to my water department. Okay, for the last pouch is for water storage, which is pretty simple. I actually use that chamber for some tools and water storage. It's quite basic. I basically carry 2 of these aqua pouch 1 liter freestanding zip closures. These are really thick, really durable. They seal really well. They have these 2 grommets, which I can actually tie some paracord, fill it up with water, hang it on a tree, carry it, or whatever I needed to do. So I carry 2 of these with some water purification tablets. I carry some folded up aluminum foil, which I have tested and played with a couple of cup configurations where I can boil water if I had to, and you know, I would maybe fill up the creek water with this, boil my water, and then put my clean water in this pouch. So that's kind of my water system in this pouch. And for the rest of the kit, I just basically have some tools that I carry with me. I have my Mora crook knife for my funky spoon making. I have my DC4 Falcon Even sharpening stone. I also have this homemade paint stick, mouse pad, 400 grit sandpaper for my convex edges, which is my Mora, and my my big guy right here. I convex this edge, and it's pretty beautiful, and it's really easy to sharpen with this little stone. And I have some strips of duct tape, which have a variety of uses. It could be fire tinder, could be first aid if I need to cover a blister. And one thing I forgot to mention on this guy is I picked up this awesome shoulder strap from the paracord guy. Beautiful work. And I can either carry this kit, you know, on my belt or, you know, over my shoulder, which is typically what I prefer. So this is an awesome paracord shoulder strap if you guys are interested. All right, guys, so anyway, that's the last chamber of my what I'm going to call my bushcraft pouch. I hope you found it interesting. Feel free to subscribe, comment, and like, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. And remember, preparedness is never part-time. Thanks.